I'm going to tell you something that happened to me. Okay. So I was in Montana, Butte, and I had a couple of days off, so I need to go to a AA meeting.
Really?
Yeah. So I went down to
those still every day?
No, I go to maybe once a week,
Okay.
and I went to a church way deep into the suburbs.
Oh,
what?
Yeah, that's the AA meeting I want to go to.
And I was sitting, and there were people in there with some people with oxygen tanks. That's how old they were.
Yeah.
All white.
Old school drink.
All white.
Yeah.
Like old school white. And as soon as I walked in, obviously everyone's 80 years old and super white, and a little Asian guy comes in there, and they I turned heads, but as soon as I sat down, they're like, "Would you like some coffee?" And then they pour me some coffee, and then they go, is there anybody from out of town? I go, I'm Bobby from LA, and then they, I shared, and then afterwards,
What do you say? Like, you don't have to tell me exactly what you say, but like,
I'll tell you my share.
What do you share? Like, do you go like, hey, town.
This is so gross. This is so gross of what I'm about to say right now, dude. But what I say little things to let them know that I've been in the program.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you say little things to let them know you're famous.
No, I don't care about that. But it's more like, yeah, when Dr. Bob and Bill back in Akron, Ohio, you know what I mean? I try to like throw in some, you know what I mean?
That's wild.
I say Dr. Silkworth, when he talked about the psychic change and the doctor's opinion in the big book, like I want to throw them some knowledge that I'm sober. You know what I mean? Just like you guys, right? And I say something, maybe a little something personal. Why? What's so funny?
I did something gross the other night.
All right, let me finish this.
Yeah.
So, but then the second time I went there, there's only one Uber in Butte, so I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get home because it's kind of later at night. So this couple, nice couple, goes, "Hey, buddy, we're big fans. You want to ride home?" I go, "Yeah." And so I get in the car, really nice couple, and they start going the opposite way of where my hotel is. I swear to God. And I go, where are we going? And they go, well, you're going to our house. I don't. And I go, huh? Yeah, my kids. You're going to meet my kids.
Oh my
God. Okay. So now I'm in the boonies, inside a living room. These two gigantic dogs are just, attacking me. These three kids come out of the room. They're like wiping sleep. They have school the next day. And they, oh my God, nice to meet you. Our dad took us to Missoula. This is what he said. Our dad took us to Missoula and they gave us a $300, you know what I mean? So we just spent $300 on new school clothes. I go, okay, cool. I gotta get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? It was so weird. I mean, what would you have done?
Oh, I would have done the exact thing.
Exact thing.
Me and you are the people that...
We're the good ones.
Yeah.
We're the good ones.
Imagine
Bill Burr.
Oh, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, that wouldn't. Yeah,
that would.
I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
No, there's guys like him and Tom take care of themselves first.
I was taking care of myself.
No. They would have been like, someone said, "Can we give you a ride home?" And immediately they said, "No, I've got a car coming. I've got a car. I got an Uber." They're in charge of their shit. Guys like me and you go to a meeting or go to a party and don't think of how we're getting home.
Anyway, so tell me about you made a fool of yourself.
Oh, I'm not doing it now.
No, you have to, and we'll cut it out if it's bad.
Okay.
I'll tell you where I made. I'll tell you. You tell me. I'll tell you an even more embarrassing one.
What you're talking about is ego.
Yeah,
it's your ego. You want people to know you've been in the program.
Yeah.
And so for me, my ego is that I've just like I don't know. I think I was broke for so long that all those stuff I was telling you about what young comics do when they first get famous. I was guilty of some of those things. Not all the time, but I definitely was guilty of them. The other day, we're at Night of Destruction. It's a demolition derby in Irwindale. I'm with my wife and my daughter and like all her friends, and people are taking pictures with me. They're coming up and taking pictures with me, and one of the dudes like kind of is like goes, who the fuck is he? And I heard him, so I said, I'm a comedian. And then he goes to my wife, he does this, he goes, whoa, like it must be making his head big. And it was like a weird fucking thing, but it struck me wrong, right? And then he said, so where do you do stand-up? And I said, just anywhere, really. And then he goes, you do the improv? And this is what's crazy, and Isla called me on it. I said, yeah, I used to.
Yeah.
I still do though. I mean, like if I
You still do?
I lied.
I've seen you there.
Yeah, I do it.
I've seen you there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I said I used to, and he goes, "Oh, have you ever done it in a while?" I said, "Well," and then I start getting into this dialogue. It's an inner dialogue with me to this guy, and I go, I'm off tour right now. I'm taking 9 months off, and I've been on tour for the past 7 years, and I just got done this arena tour. My daughter Isla is like, "What are you doing?" To a person that does not give a fuck about
what are you doing, Bert?
What are you doing?
And what are you doing?
I don't know. And I was like, because he did the thing though. Whoa, like he must have a big head. And I was like, bitch, I'm watching you. Like I'm right here. What do you mean?
Yeah.
He's like, everyone's taking pictures with you, and he looks at my wife. Whoa. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I just vomited my ego onto his shoes.
Yeah, what'd you do?
And he was like, he didn't even notice. He was like, cool. So when do you do the improv next?
Wow.
I fucking hate myself.
I know, but you know what? I get it. The worst is when they go, "Oh, you do comedy?" I go, "Yeah." "Yeah, LA?" I go, "Yeah." "You know my friend Rocky Ramon?" You know what I mean? "Yeah, he does comedy out there. You guys probably do shows together." I go, "Yeah, no, Rocky Ramon." You have to pretend.
I got. Here's the worst one.
Yeah.
When people go, so if you get recognized, and then other people go, "Who are you?" And I'm like, I'm nobody. I'm a comedian.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, "But why are people taking pictures with you?"
Yeah.
And then I cut to the fucking chase.
Yeah.
And I go, "I'm famous." And they're like, "I don't know you." And I'm like, "I know that. That's why we're having this conversation." I had a girl at a Grateful Dead concert come up to me and go, "Hey, what's up?" I said, "How you doing?" And she goes, "I know you." And I said, "No, I don't think so." She goes, No, we went to high school together. And I went, "No, I went to an all-boys Catholic high school in Tampa. I know we didn't go to high school together." And she's like, "No, bullshit. You're not from Tampa. I know you. You're fucking with me." And I went, "No, I'm famous." And she went, "No, you're not." And I was like, and she goes, "Why would you say you're famous?" I go, "I'm so famous, you think we went to high school together." I don't know what the fuck to tell you. And then her friend goes, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" And I go, "My name's Bert Kreischer. I'm a comedian. She knows who I am. She just can't place it right now. And I guarantee you in a couple minutes, you're going to know who I am because she knows who I am." And they go, "Fuck you." And they turn around, and then the girl in like fucking 2 minutes goes, "You're the machine." And I went, "Yeah." I go, "What? But I had to go through all this ego death to get to here. Why couldn't you at the very beginning be sweet and go, 'Hey, I know you.'" And I go, "No, you don't." And you go, "Okay, maybe I don't." And turn around. I'll tell you, I had a famous person do that to me one time. Yeah. Because that's the thing with famous people is you think you know them. I did it to Reese Witherspoon. Yeah. I thought I knew her. I was like, we grew up together. Yeah. She was like,
"Did you?"
No, but that's what happens.
Oh, okay.
When you, especially like someone like Reese Witherspoon, who's so beautiful. Yeah. You just are drawn to her immediately.
Can I say? Let me throw that. What'd you say?
Reese Witherspoon.
She's okay. To me, it's not my thing.
No, what, white?
No, I love white.
She's perfect. She is the ideal white. If Hitler was going to make a person, it would be her.
Okay. I mean, okay.
That's it.
Okay,
Hitler would have been like, that's the fucking one.
We just had different sensibilities, Hitler and I.
All right, keep going. You were saying.
I don't even know.
Okay.
It's so embarrassing. I don't want to say it. You know.
Say it. Well, that's all we do.
I was in an event with this girl. I was sitting there at this event, and she was like, "What do you do?" I go, "Comedy." She goes, "Yeah, well, like what kind of?" I was saying, "Yeah, I'm killing it. I'm killing it." I said, "I'm doing really good." You know, every club I go to, I sell. Club, I said club. I said every club I go, I sell out, right? And she goes, "Oh, that's cool." I go, yeah, it's like cool. I get like a versus deal, I say.
"Oh, Bobby. Oh, Bobby. Oh, Bobby.
Yeah, I get a versus deal.
Oh, Bobby.
Yeah, and she goes, "What's that?" I go, "Yeah, shit. The club takes 40. I keep 60, or I don't know, so whatever the fucking thing is." This
is the worst one I've heard.
And I talked about it for about half an hour about myself. And I go, "What do you do?" She goes, "Oh, I'm not really. My dad's a comic." I go, "Who's your dad?" She goes, "Ray Romano."
That's the best one.
I completely made that story up.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
I was like, I
didn't know what else because I didn't have a story. Pretty good though.
That's good.
That was really good. That was really good. You should make up more stories.
I do. That's a pretty good makeup story, right?
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Can I give you a redemption one?
Give me a redemption one.
I haven't told anyone about this.
Yeah.
This is a big one.
I would love this one. I'm going to love it.
This is intense, okay?
Okay. Hold on, let me put a dip in.
Okay, I quit tobacco.
I know you did. I didn't know that. Sorry, I lied.
So,
go ahead.
Probably 23 years ago, I had a TV show where I interviewed Gene Simmons.
From Kiss, the lead singer.
I was the biggest fucking Kiss fan in the world. As a child,
I like
Kiss was I dressed up as Gene Simmons. I did my talent show as Gene Simmons. I could sing every fucking shout it out loud. I knew everything, right? So I go to did you swallow it?
I need water.
What a great interviewer he is. I mean, this is like top-notch Oprah shit. Have you ever been watching Real Time when Bill Maher, when someone's about to... Did you swallow it? It should be noted that I preface this with I haven't told this story to anybody.
I'm so sorry. Oh my God. It went down the tube. Okay, go ahead. Shout it out loud. Let's go. I'm so sorry. I love you. Please continue. Please continue.
So I do a show where I interview Gene Simmons, and he was less than nice to me. Like, I mean, he was almost horrific, right? And so I fucking walk away. It was called The X Show. It was the late night talk show. I walk away.
Heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. It's destructive because you go, now I can't listen to their music. I have to fucking write off my childhood as a mistake. It really sucks. So cut to this Netflix is a joke festival. I'm at maybe the Tom Brady roast, I think. And Nick Simmons, Gene Simmons' son, comes up to me, and I know Nick is friends with Tommy, and he does his podcast, and Nick's really a cool kid. He comes up, he's like, dude, you're fucking hilarious. I was like, thanks, I know who he is. I was like, I'd love getting you on the podcast. I think Nick's cool as shit. And he was like, I'd love to introduce you to my dad. And I said, I'm good. And he went, what? I said, I'm good. I would not like to meet your dad. And he goes, excuse me? And he goes, my dad's a fan. And I was like, buddy, I had a bad experience with your dad, and I'd rather not meet him. And I said, I'm sorry that I'm doing this, but I don't want to be around your dad. And he goes, well, my mom's with him. Hold on. So he brings his mom over. I think this was actually at my show. It sounds crazy. I think this was at my show at the Forum.
Will you get the fucking story straight?
So
is it at the Wayne?
Well, because my parents were there. Well, then
it's got to be the fucking your show.
It had to be my show. So his wife comes over, and she comes over, and she's almost giggling. She's with Nick, and she goes, I heard my husband was a dick. And I said, he was. She goes, yeah, let's bring him over. You tell him exactly what happened. And I went, no. I actually do not want to be involved in this.
Why?
At
this point now,
I'm so nervous. Because also he was a hero of mine.
Okay.
And it is Gene fucking Simmons.
And you don't want to double down on the hate.
And I don't want to have this moment. I'd rather just never talk to him.
Exactly. Okay.
I was like, I'm cool. I've already hated him for fucking 25 years.
Okay.
Gene Simmons walks over with his son and his wife. And he sits over and he goes, I hear that I was rude to you. And I said, yes. And he goes, please tell the story. And I went, okay. And so in front of his wife and his son and him, I tell the story verbatim, as if I was telling it to you and shitting on him on a podcast. And he looks at me and he goes, I apologize for my behavior. I hope you'll forgive me. I think you're absolutely hilarious.
Oh my God.
And I went, you're 100% forgiven. I said, you're the fucking best dude. Thank you for this so much. Yeah. And he goes, let me pay you. And I said, what? And he goes, I'll give you $5. And he gave me $5. He goes, are we good? And I went, yeah. And he goes, let me sign it. And he signed the $5 bill and he gave it to me. And he was like, the coolest fucking guy in the world. He got me back in a heartbeat. In a fucking heartbeat.
Wow.
I fucking bent to the knee. I kicked the boot. I was like, fucking shout it.
Wow.
Shout it out. And I looked at his son. I was texting with his son the next day. I was like,
blew him.
I go, thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. I was so his son's cool as shit. His son was
what
like,
if
this isn't the first time this has happened? Let's make amends.
What if you go all is forgiven, and he goes and spit right in your face? What would you have done?
I would have fucking laughed hysterically and been like, "You got me good." God, I deserve that.
That would have been great.
That. Yeah. Gene Simmons is a fucking gangster, and I've texted with his son a bunch. Can I pitch you an idea?
Oh, okay, go.
We should do a secret podcast that we don't tell our partners about.
It'll make them mad,
and we'll just put it on Patreon.
It'll make them mad.
We'll just put it on Patreon, and we'll change our names. We'll change our names.
Yeah.
It'll be called
Bad Bears.
It's
Shut
called
the fuck
Bad Bears.
That's not Bad Bears. Bad Bears.
We should do bad.
Yeah.
Or two friends.
I mean, I've always wanted to do this as a podcast name, and it'll make him mad. But I still want Riffin without Griffin. It'll make Eric mad, but I've always wanted to do that.
We should do a show called, what's the Superman's name? Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
Henry Cavill on the Ben Affleck show. And and me and you do it on a secret on the DL. They'll never know about this.
They will.
No, they'll never know.
And Andrew will be so mad.
And we do not tell them. And
Tom
it's just
will
on
be mad.
Patreon. And we charge like 50 cents.
Okay.
Like we probably charge nothing on Patreon, but we just do it on the DL.
Can we dress differently?
Yeah, and what we can do is we'll just do it over
Like colonial.
We'll just do it over the phone.
No. We got to be eye to eye.
I would love to be.
Yeah, we got to be eye to eye. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for being a bad friend.